Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. We're back. This is Dominic Sicali, Mafia Roundtable. First off, I'd like to thank our sponsor, EG Vodka. Get your EG Vodka, go to egvodka.com. Will be drop shipped to you. Right now, we could ship to, I think, 32 states. We're working on getting it shipped to 48 states. There's some states they just will not accept the shipping, so but we're working on getting the vodka in all the states, so just take some time. But great vodka, great taste. Hands down, it's the best out there. And it's at an average price. So go to egvodka.com, order your vodka now. So I'm back and I'm trying to, a lot of people are upset, but for what reason? What reason? Because I'm trying to expand, because I accept people, because people do deserve a second chance in life, myself included. So everybody should be upset with me because I'm released from jail. There are a lot of people, but there are a lot of people that are happy. They've met me. I'm home. Did a lot of good since I've been home. Been very productive. Going to other countries, helping people. What have you done? What have you done? People that throw stones. So life is about evolving, changing, forgiving. They're not bad guys because they see difference. So they might have made some mistakes in the past. Everybody makes mistakes. They fall down, pick themselves up. But cream always rises to the top. What they're doing on the Lee Cole show, I commend them. They stepped up their game. They're being impartial. And now we could use all platforms for a better cause to help educate with drugs, sexual harassment, kids, health. What's wrong with that? We all team up together. We bring different viewers in and we talk about a cause. We help. We help. There's nothing wrong with that. And the people that say they hate, that's really a bad word. It's not nice, especially we're trying to do something good for this world, these viewers, these kids. So please, people, try to think before you speak or say things or type in your comments. But I'm here, always taking things head on. Like I said, I'm not Michael, I'm not Sammy. I do things the way I feel is right. And I have a cause that I have passion for what I'm doing. Because I really don't need the platform. I'm enjoying it. I like going back and forth. I like answering questions. But, people aren't always going to agree with decisions in life. But I'm coming from my heart when I do things. And teaming up, starting a bigger platform to help, where we tabletop all the mafia stuff and help educate, where we have our research. Everybody's talking from different views, different aspects. Look at James Proctor, what he spoke about. I didn't know that. Lee has issues too. I have issues. Everybody does. People out there. So if we could help and educate people, where we have a nice movement, nice group, different views, I think that could help. It could shed light. So, and please don't knock people for trying to better society, to better these platforms. So with that, do we have any viewers? Well, I
Yeah.
lost everybody.
No, you got some.
Okay.
So you got a question here from BX. It says, "Hey Dom, who owned and ran Cousins Corner? It was on the corner of Waterbury and Bruckner Boulevard."
Cousins Corner. Yes, it was. And then after that, they named it Waterberries. But I was there, Cousins Corners. Who owned it? Oh, I knew Slim Patera, the Tony Patera. He was there a lot. He had that place. I think he had the numbers in that place. Oh, I'm pretty sure it was the Karen Tenutos. I think it was Paulie's father. I think they had something to do with it. They have, I think, the Tombstone place by the cemetery. But Paulie Carantenuto had gotten killed. Hope he's resting in peace. His family, my condolences. I was friends with him at one time, and it's sad, but he lost his life. But I think it was them, the Carantenutos.
Uh,
So we have a question from Pascal Pontiac Malisa Jr.
Okay.
Dom, did you know Donnie Tufaro and his son Frankie? Donnie Tufaro passed away 10 years ago.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. My condolences to Frankie. Yes, I met Donnie in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. He was up there. Wow, I didn't know he passed away. So I'm so sorry. Good handball player, older guy. I was a young buck then, but really nice guy. Frankie, yes, I knew growing up, partied together, had a good time, and nothing bad to say about him. Even though I won't. Not negative.
So this is LCN Inc. Music Collective. They're asking you to shoot them an email. They'd love to send you a possible soundtrack. So if you want to do that, send it to media@mafiaroundtable.com and we'll get it to Dom.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that, and hopefully we could collaborate and do something.
So we have a question from Merkman11. Dom, do you know the DeSimones
DeSimone.
DeSimones of the Lucchese family?
Yes, I know the DeSimones. Actually, one of them I know my Uncle Peter was very close with. I know of Frankie DeSimone, so knew him from jail, but my Uncle Peter was close with one of them who went to jail. He did some time for heroin. Next.
Xavier James has been asking a bunch of questions before and now,
Yeah.
so he wants. It's more of a comment. Says, "What's up, Dom? Shout out to you. I just want to say Lee and is the main channel bashing people and saying he hates rats, and then does a show with you and says he doesn't do that. Don't know why people do that.
People sometimes change. Maybe they get what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe he wants to grow, expand, but you have to understand too. And I'm okay with that, with the bashing. I respect everybody's entitled to their opinions, their views. But if we get together for a better cause, is that something wrong? Where we're tabletopping the mafia stuff and targeting maybe helping kids, sexual harassment. I commend them for that. We're putting our differences aside and for something else. There's nothing wrong with that. We're trying to show the world that people can accept, respect their views for better causes. You put the differences aside. So if that makes sense, I hope it does. It should make sense. Next.
So we have a comment from Pete Rock. This is, much respect, Dom. Haters gonna hate. I emailed about a book and never received anything.
I'll keep on waiting. It's in the mail. No, Pete, I apologize with that. I'm just so backed up. I try to do everything myself as far as all the questions, answers. You'll definitely receive a book. I'll go back in my emails. We're not giving away any more free merchandise, but everybody who's already in my emails, I'll commit. You'll have your books. Will be up on the website. If my Lee could ever get off his butt and get it activated, here he goes. He's ready to answer.
We already spoke about
Okay.
things in the works.
That's all right. I'll be 101 by the time it gets up. We're going. Don't worry. So we're back in the stagecoach days with him. He's having a good time partying, drinking EG vodka every night. The mezcal samples, the champagne D-Rock. We're rocking it, boy. So is Lee, too. He's having a good time, living the single life.
Jay Stone said, Tom, did you see the recent surveillance photo of Mikey Nose that leaked?
The recent one with him, surveillance photo with him and Johnny Joe, yes. If there's another one, please send it. I'd like to see it. Or tell me about it. Like, have a good laugh. Okay.
There's another question. Yo, Dom, how mobbed up was South Florida when you were down there?
Back in the early days, it was pretty mobbed up. You had, I know Tommy Farice had everything locked up in South Florida. He's with the Colombo family. He basically had all the strip joints down there. So, everything's always mobbed up. I know the Bonanos have a presence down there, South Florida. It's just a lucrative business down there. Florida's open, though.
1247 says, please tell us a story about Louis Bagels.
Louis Bagels. I'll tell the story, and this goes to Louis' character. We're in Allenwood, and I was very close with Bruno. But Bruno's very, very meticulous. He's so anal, it's not even funny. It's wintertime. He's in the gym. I had to run outside, so I grabbed Bruno's jacket. When I grabbed his jacket, I mean the sleeves came up to here, like so. I rolled down his sleeve. I went outside, not realizing how cuckoo, excuse me, Bruno is. And I say cuckoo because that was our nickname from Vinny and I. We used to call him cuckoo. I come back into the gym, take the jacket, put it back where it was. And then when they called the move to go back out, Bruno, we're walking. He goes to put his jacket on, and he sees his hands aren't even coming out, like the sleeves go past it. He went off. Who the f did this? And I said, Bruno, I use your jacket. Are you out of your mind? He said. He starts yelling at the top of his lungs because I unrolled his sleeves. I'm like, whatever, and I just let it go. Like I walked away. So everybody was there. Later that evening, Louis comes up to me. Dom, can I speak to you? What's up? I just want to apologize. That was really uncalled for. I'm like, what are you talking about? The way Bruno was yelling at you, that was uncalled for. I mean, it's embarrassment. I'm going to pull him up. He said, no, I pulled him up already. I said, Louis, don't, please. It's okay. No, no, no. We shouldn't be conducting ourselves like that. And we shouldn't be treating the younger guys like yourself like that. I'm like, Louis, that's okay. But that just shows the respect Louis had for me, the way of the life. Because I really didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't malicious. I wasn't breaking his balls. I was just, that was just Bruno. And I told Louis, that's just Bruno. I know him. I'm all right with him. Like, it's okay. It's all right. I trust me. If I felt really offended, I would have started yelling back at him, told him to go fuck himself. But I didn't. But it just shows Louis' character. Louis was above and beyond. Great sport. You could break his balls. Great, great guy.
Okay, this is a question from Darren C4. Dom, I asked a question on the live with Lee. Did Danny Marino cop a plea due to you, or was it Juniors 302? I've always said it was Juniors 302. Can you please elaborate?
Yeah, Danny Marino, I've heard of him. It's Juniors 302. That's why when Angel Gotti commented about me, like, oh, what about your brother? So, don't throw stones because the Gotti's name is tanked that John Jr. ratted. So, you can't say that. So, all you guys in the Bronx, all you buddies that hanging out with him, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Don't try to skirt it. I have the paperwork.
So this is a comment by Be Happy. She's excited because we're back. Yes, Dom and the crew. That's her comment.
Be happy. Love you too. Much respect. But please understand, this is for a better cause. I'm showing everybody. I could put my differences aside with anybody. They put their differences aside. Let's get together. So if we save a life out there by doing this, everybody bashing me, I just saved somebody's life. We saved somebody's life. So we're trying to do good. We're trying to show the world it can be a better place. We can disagree. We may not like each other's decisions, paths, but you know what? We're going for the better cause.
And here's a comment and question from AJS. Hey, Dom, love your show. Keep it up. Need more freestyles? You should end all your podcasts with some of your music. How does someone join your Mafia Sakali Inc.?
That's coming out soon. We're just putting all the structure in place, the precautions also, because I don't want to have people just to join that they're going to make a mockery of it. This is going to be a good society, tight-knit. We help one another, and everybody benefits from it. So it'll be up and running soon. I'm just waiting on the legal aspects with the lawyers to get everything structured properly.
Jay Stone, hey Dom, why do you think Johnny Joe Sr. is taking a backseat to Mikey Nose as his underboss? Isn't Johnny Joe more respected on the street?
Absolutely, 10,000%. But Johnny Joe also knows the life. Michael's the one with that top position. And they do have a relationship from the past. And Johnny Joe's wise. He knows. He's laid back. Johnny Joe's a great guy. And like I said, I have the Johnny Joe stories when we were younger. One of them, I'll go into it later on, trying to firebomb a house. And that was hilarious. Him coming out of the weeds. I mean, it was comical. And trust me, if I wasn't there, you wouldn't even believe it was true. But Giant Joe is very well respected, very dangerous, very capable. And he's just following protocol in the life. But I'm not glad to see, I don't want to see him back in jail. But he's a good position for the underboss. Possibly the boss, too. Johnny Joe is always low key, very solid, loves the life, dangerous. He'd be perfect. Much better than Michael. Michael's just a buffoon.
So there's another comment from Xavier James. Says, referencing back to the first comment he made. He says, no, I agree with everybody getting together, but they can't go back to bashing after coming together.
Why not? Why not? I'm good with it. I'm good with it. We put our differences aside and then the gloves come off. I'm perfectly good with it. So, no, he can go back to bashing and let him. I'm all right with that.
He finishes his statement with, I hope all of you mob guys do come together, though much love.
Yeah, not only the mob guys, because we see things from... Listen, we're all criminals. You can't take that away. So our perspective, we see things differently. And everybody said, listen, I'm 15, 20 steps ahead. I have vision and I always trust my instinct. But we're seeing from different views, the Lee Coles, James Proctors, Jeff, maybe O.C. Short, where they're all getting together with us and they're looking at things differently, not from that criminal aspect or our mindset. They see things different, and that's what helps build. And especially everybody coming together, we're bringing everybody's audience to one platform where we're talking to help people, and everybody should give back that in that sense.
All right, Be Happy says, Dom, when you come to the UK, I need some EG vodka.
Oh, I have my friend Michael Anderson over there, who I think still owns part of the Gillingham football club. Great guy. That's my Mick. I love you. I'll be out there soon. I know I promise. Congratulations with your success and not being extradited to the U.S. because you didn't do anything wrong. And I will be bringing cases for my buddy. So, and he better drink my EG and get off that Contro that you drink.
All right, and this is just a really important question. It says, Dom, most important question, Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac. Sorry, I like Tupac. Tupac was straight up, hardcore with his lyrics, didn't pull punches. Biggie and Puff stepped back when they saw how out of control Tupac was, really gangster, and I respect that. But Biggie was good too, but I prefer Tupac.
So Artie has a comment. Is, hey Dom, Artie from Staten Island, been with you since the beginning. Every video is better than the previous one. Any stories from SI? This place is crawling with street guys.
SI, not really stories over there because I was only there a few times. So I'm sorry, no stories, but but thank you. Thank you for following, supporting, understanding. And we're just trying to grow the channel. And again, we reached 15,000 subs. As I checked at 3, I'm up at 3 in the morning. This morning I was up at 2. And first thing I did, I looked because my phone goes off all night. I look at that, check the subs, and I was over. I think it said on my platform, the interior was at 15,017, and that was at 2 a.m. this morning. I'm like, damn! I went from 14,080 overnight. It's like I picked up like 30, 40 people. It was like, damn, okay, like it. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it, and I'll keep on trying to put out good content, different content. I'll throw lefts and rights. But we're going to make it interesting, and we're going to keep everybody off guard. That's why the round table was created. I want diversity here. I want different views, opinions. You might not like what I do, but I want to be different. So, and I'm going to be.
All right, MobTube King. Dom, another content creator on here was with Tony Pep. They called him Tony Pizza or Anthony Carana, and he's friendly with Sammy. Do you know him?
I don't know him. All I'm going to say, from what I see of him, he's not my cup of tea. So, Sammy likes him. That's Sammy's business. I'm not knocking him, but just it doesn't seem like my cup of tea. So I'm not going to engage people. But then again, I didn't think Lee Cole or James Proctor was my cup of tea, and look what I did. So who knows with Tony in the future? But no, I don't know him. Never heard of him until recently. So probably a good guy too, down to earth. But I don't know him.
So here's a question: after Sonny was killed, who did Bruno would reach out in order to come back, and how did that go?
What Bruno did, Bruno got arrested because you had the Mafia looking to kill him. He wound up getting arrested. That was after he got shot. And I said that story about Bruno getting hit. And then when he was in jail throughout the years, I know everybody assured him Joe Messino's not going to kill him. And then I think at one point it might have been Frankie Copa or Frankie Lino. I'm not sure which one was sending Bruno money every month. So he was in good favor. I know the Chin actually spoke up for him because he loved Bruno's father and Bruno. And he really stuck up for him that nobody's going to kill this guy. But Joe Messino could have did what he wanted to do. But at the end of the day, Joe didn't feel that Bruno was a threat, especially after doing, I think, 17 years coming home. And Joe was in full force power. He didn't have to worry about Bruno. So I'm sure he kept his eye on him, but at the end of the day, Bruno got his pass.
All right. Bill Hillhouse says, Dom, how do you think the New York City families communicate with Chicago and other families in the country these days? If the commission can't meet anymore due to RICO, how could they be in touch with others?
One-on-one basis, I would say. I didn't handle much of that or know about much of that. We had Canada, upstate New York, and then Florida. I think we had one or two guys in California. But other than that, going one-on-one basis, you could still correspond, reach out. So that's the best of my knowledge. Next.
So is a comment, love your show, really interesting. And then we have a question, Dom. Does your vodka ship to Ireland, mate?
Ireland, I wish it did. No, I'm sorry. We're not international yet. So I'll ship to Ireland. Give me a place to stay. I'll come out there, hang with you.
Tony asked Dom, when you were doing time, did you lift weights or do calisthenics?
I mostly weights, and then at times I started getting involved with yoga, which is great because it stretches everything out, and calisthenics too. But calisthenics, it got to the point you could do sets of 15, 20 on the pull-up bar, and then superset with sets of 50 on the push-ups. And it's just, I don't know. I felt more rewarding doing weights. It fatigued my body a lot more. How many views we have so far? How many people?
We're about 160.
Okay, make sure we have some people on.
Can you tell that Joey Mook story now?
Joe Monk?
Yeah, it says Mook, but maybe.
Right now, my mindset's not there for a story to go into Joe Monk. But I'll come out with one just later on down the road. We had a lot going on today. My mind was more or less setting up for another platform. So sorry about that.
All right, Tony's asking, Dom, did you ever read the book Convicted Conditioning by Paul Wade?
No, I haven't. What's it? If you mind responding, what's it about? Anybody else? That's it? We're done?
No. Hey, Dom, do you do the 1.5 years on a 10-year body?
I have no idea.
It's what Mo said. It's a contribution, so I'm just asking it.
Oh, 1.5?
It says, how do you do 1.5 years on a 10-year body?
1.5. Mo, could you rephrase that a little bit? So I'm a little confused. Next. That's it?
It says, Dominic, did you meet Frank Salim?
Salerno?
Saleme.
Salemi.
Saleme.
Yes, sir. Frankie Cadillac. Yes, I did. We met in MCC, New York, and they had a witness protection unit up there. I didn't care for the guy. Respected him, but I just didn't like his ways. And he passed away. May he rest in peace. But not everybody's personality is always going to be accepted or liked with one another. But Frank, and I didn't understand this, his son had passed away years prior. Then when Frank cooperated, his son was involved in a homicide, and he lied to the government. And when I asked, or it was mentioned, and Frank said, I just didn't, his legacy, I didn't want to tarnish him. But Frank, he's dead. Like, why would you lie? And Frank happened, it bit him in the ass. He got indicted for lying, and he wound up getting a life sentence, and he died in prison. So, sometimes, go figure the way people think. Anything else?
Dom, will you work with people internationally? I'm from Ireland, and the area I'm from is riddled with gang war. I was mixed up in it for years. Was in the graveyard yesterday and counted 15 friends.
Wow. Absolutely. Especially nowadays through the internet, we can. And who knows, maybe this thing could go beyond this platform where we travel worldwide as a group, giving lectures, talking, unless, we could get the audience. But definitely I would love it. If not, everybody's always welcome to join on the platforms.
So Bella says hi.
Hi, Bella.
And then we have a question from James Cairns. Dom, could a guy get made if his dad was Italian, but his mom was Puerto Rican, but he had the Italian last name?
Yes. As long as the father's Italian, they could get straightened out. Doesn't matter with the mother. I think at one time back in the day, mother and father had to be Italian. But, as time goes on, you start losing the Italian bloodline, the 100% Italian bloodline. And so they accept it. As long as the father's Italian, they could be straightened out. Lee?
This one is, Dom, did Vinny Gorgeous ever admit to you that he whacked Tony Colangelo?
No, that never came up, but I know Vinny used to take care of, I think, Tony Cole's wife. She always used to get an envelope. He did the right thing for the wife. I don't know how long that lasted, but I know I was there a few times that he would send an envelope to her.
This is a comment from Drino Pinge. Donnie, I ordered a bottle of this highly anticipated EG vodka. My man.
Thank you. Hope you enjoy it. Please comment on it if you like it. If you don't like it, tell me. But I guarantee you'll love the vodka, and it speaks for itself.
Go ahead.
Hey Dom, now that Gene is getting out in 2 months, he officially is going to be off paper. How can you or your underboss rein him in so he doesn't have a violent outburst?
Put a gun to his head. Nah, I'm just joking. Can't assure anything in life, especially with somebody else. But I could show Gene. Gene always wants to be accepted. Who knows? He might go back on the A-Light show with John and Gene. That was a very successful show. But I just hope Gene tones it down. He listens to us. If he doesn't, then shame on him. They're giving him. He's lucky he had that judge. Went to bat for him, and hopefully he will change his life around. Stay away from these chicken heads out there that are just trying to jam him up. Chicken heads, I mean gold diggers.
Guy P, thanks for your contribution. No comment, just
Okay.
into that.
Guy P?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, thank you. Appreciate it. Good looking. I know who you are. So we got to do something. We got to get together with the wives. Good, next. Anybody else? Okay, go eat. I'm hungry. Nah, go ahead.
Well, let's do one more then.
No. I'm just joking. Look. I know you're hungry.
So better get you. Anyways, Dom, if you ever go back to NYC, how much security would you bring?
0. I don't need security. I'm not going to announce it. I've been up there. I've been actually a few years back before the pandemic. We went to Rockefeller Center. I was there for 3 days. See the tree and everything. I'm not going. If I go to my neighborhood, I just drive around, look at things. I'm not looking for trouble. And I don't even think I would go back to the neighborhood at this point. I did in the beginning. I have a bunch of photos with me in different parts of the Bronx where we did the construction, showing the houses. I have videos with that. Play a little hoop in the playground. I smoked somebody in basketball, a youngster, thought he was going to beat me. Took him to school. Even this old guy still has it. So I would go with no security.
So the Sit Down Crime History podcast gave a contribution.
Thanks, Jeff.
Keep going, my man. Doing a great job.
Jeff, I'm trying. And listen, hopefully you'll come on board as well. We'll have everything going and we just expound on things. And if people don't test the waters with things, then, nothing ever changes. And I'm about change. I'm about growing. I'm about building. Let's do this. Let's all get together. Let's do it for a cause. Like I said, even if we got together once a month, everybody, and we attack a cause, a good cause, and all the funds that do come in, it goes straight to that cause. That's giving back, and we all should be grateful that we have second chances. Guys like you putting in the work should, it's a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a team to do something like this. What I have in mind.
So here's a comment from Tony Spinelli. Dom, you reached 15,000 subscribers and Lee reached 10,000 calories.
Ouch. That was a good one. I like that. Touche. But you know what? He's doing good with his diet. He dropped 50 pounds. And we'll do something with his health too. And, I don't wish harm on anybody. And trust me, he came at me hard. They said things that I felt were inaccurate. There's always three sides to a story, and I'm going to use myself as a reference. Mine, theirs, and you'll find the truth in the middle. So everybody's entitled to their day on a platform or in court, we'll call it. And, I do commend him and his channel. They picked up the game, and they're being impartial with what they say. So, and I'm okay with that. They're entitled to it.
All right, so two things. This is from Lee Cole, the third podcast with Jane Proctor. Thank you for coming on the show today, they said. And then
You're welcome.
TV said, just saw you on the Lee Cole podcast. I like the way you handled yourself. Dude seemed to change his attitude and demeanor about you once they had you face to face.
Well, it wasn't about that. We had some discussions prior. And like I told them, we'll just talk in general. I don't want to know the questions you're asking me. Go on Sunday at 12 p.m. on the Lee Cole show, Lee Cole III, and you'll see my interview over there. But I guess as we were speaking prior and then after yesterday, they got more in depth about myself, about my decisions. And I think they're just being fair. They're being impartial, and everybody's human. And I don't make excuses. I'll give examples. I'll give reasons. But to me, there was no excuse for what I did. I did it. And I'm here, so let's move forward. Let's grow. Let's build. Let's do things together. And, when you get to know people, instead of just judging them from their initial comments that you might agree with, you might dislike, get to know somebody. Because at the end of the day, from what I'm getting to know, they're not bad guys. I happen to like them from what I see so far. And the sincerity, hopefully it's there. And if not, then at least, I tried. Everybody, like myself included, I had a second chance. So I gave them a second chance as far as they came at me, I felt unfairly. But I like the way they're being impartial now. And they're just telling it the way it is. And I respect that. I can't knock that. So with that, I felt, let's do something. Let's show the world we could change.
So here's a question. What aspect of the life do you still use in your civilian life today, if any?
Aspect of the life. I don't know. My wife is basically the boss, so trust me. The only thing I do, I continue when cars pass. I'm always looking. I'm always on guard. I'm always looking in my mirrors. I guess that's just embedded in me. But I don't conduct myself as I once did as far as thinking who I am or controlling people. Even though my wife sometimes says I'm a control freak, but go figure.
Dom, what's the most money you ever made when you were in that life?
$1.380. That's what I made. Yeah, my guys are looking at me. No, there's times that I made received some large checks, put it that way, large amounts.
So there's another question. Can anyone apply to be on the Mafia Roundtable?
You know what? That's a good one. Yeah. No, I'm willing to bring people on. Lee, you want to give them the information where to log in and give us notification?
Yeah, the best thing would be is send a email to media@mafiaroundtable.com with any media requests, or if you want to be on the show or part of the team or things of that nature. We can start there and then point you in the right direction.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
So that's another question from Timothy Sullivan. It says, what are you drinking? Is that EG or Mountain Dew?
It's neither. It's Gatorade G2. I can't start drinking this early, otherwise, won't be good.
The sit down is asking, Dom, did you see that Spirito and Michael likely heading back inside?
Yes, I saw the photo of Giant Joe and Michael. It's sad for Giant Joe because I hope they have no choice but to violate him. So it's sad. That's Michael because Michael's a fucking idiot. That's why. I mean, really, he was better off just meeting Giant Joe in the neighborhood. This way, at least they could say they ran into each other and nobody could dispute that. They could have met 50 times in our neighborhood in the Bronx. But Michael thinks he knows better. But it's just, Michael's just a moron. Go ahead, next.
So who had more money and power? Copa or Cantarella?
Good one. I don't know. I would say Richie had power. I would say Copa. Money, I would say Cantarella.
So any dealings with the Hells Angels or Pagans?
The Pagans.
Pagans, yeah.
In jail, yes. On the street, yes. One of the Hell's Angels was Chuck Zito, who was very close with Vinny and Bruno. Chuck Zito, I'll tell you Chuck Zito's story. Loves Scores. And one night, he's in Scores. Who's in there? Jean-Claude Van Damme. And they have some words. So Jean-Claude Van Damme got in his stance. As he's getting in his stance, Chuck Zito hits him, knocked him out cold in the strip club. Knocked out cold, one punch. I like Chuck. I remember one night that I walked in there. I think I had Ace with me. And he was looking, and he doesn't say anything. Like, not hello. And we ran into each other maybe about 7-8 times with Vinny and Bruno. So I'm like, hey, motherfucker, you don't know me? Like, you're going to try and mug me? And as soon as I started speaking, he came over. Oh, I'm sorry. I really didn't see you. Like, oh, okay. I just want to make sure I was testing you. But I'm not going to fight you. He had hands like mitts. He was a tough guy. Probably still is.
So we have two more questions. Basically, I have a comment first. It says, from Pete Rock, just wanted to say thank you for coming to YouTube and putting a fresh look on this genre. Your way of doing things is true Cosa Nostra. God gave you 2 years to listen to both sides.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Guy P says, Dom, I know you 35 years. Give these guys a Hazel Tower story or a Albanian story.
Okay. Let's see. Hazel Tower story. It's a hard one. Let me think about that a second. Hit me with another question.
Did you know Dom DeLuca from Morris Park knocking everybody out?
Dom DeLuca?
Dom DeLuca.
No. Hazel Tower story. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. Guy, I'll give it to you next one.
All right, so one more question. Dom, what's your relationship with Richie Cantarella?
I have zero relationship with him. So if he wants, he could email us at, what's the email, Lee? Hello?
Media. You have an email also, too, if you'd like it personally. It's media@mafiaroundtable.com.
What is it?
Media@mafiaroundtable.com.
Thank you. And I'm always willing to talk to a former banana, myself included. So, Hazel Tower's story. Okay. Nah, that's not good enough. Nah, I don't want to talk about that either. So, we'll
Save it
have
for
to
next
wait.
week.
Yeah, we'll save it for next week. Guy, you put me on the spot. Sorry. Good. So we'll wrap it up. Wayne, what? You're
So
shaking your head.
let's say this last one is Dom. Have you run into anyone in the life on the street? If so, what was their reaction?
They hugged and kissed me. How have you been? I love you and I miss you. With that, everybody, thank you again. Love everybody. And just try to understand my decisions. I'm trying to do something different for a better cause outside this genre, just to shed light on different topics. So buy your EG Vodka. Go to egvodka.com. Order your vodka. We're working on getting drop shipping with Champagne de Rock. We have 4 flavors. That excellent. The champagne's phenomenal. And with that, everybody, have a good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Until next time, peace out. Love everybody.